Hello everybody and welcome to another video. We start this one off approaching a bend, and obviously you can see that everything is parked on the left hand side, which normally means anything coming towards me has priority. Believe it or not, two cars can fit side by side going around this bend, but you do have to take it properly. But there are different ways to take in this type of bend, i.e. you can go right out wide to the right so people coming towards you can see you early. Because we got that van parked up there on the left hand side, they can't see through that van or round it or anything, neither can I. So if you pull out wide to the right, they can see you earlier. The other way of doing it is the way I'm going to be doing it, is stay left, and people coming towards me should, obviously, because there's nothing on their left hand side, stay left. It's really that simple. You would think, wouldn't you? But I'm probably doing this method because I know this road, I know this bend, and staying left is the safest option, believe it or not, because sometimes it's a bit of a cut through here and they drive too bloody fast, going both directions. So I'll show you what happens here. Now, there's the car coming. It's over my side of the road. It's got all that space to its left-hand side, and yet it's over the line. You can see where the line is, and yet it's over the line, giving them less opportunity to see me coming, me less opportunity to see them coming, and I don't get it. I don't know why you're not further over to the left. As we pass this girl, her speed isn't an issue, by the way. She's not going fast, and it's just as well, but as we get close, she actually looks at me as if it's my fault. I'm coming to the end of the obstruction, so she should be waiting for me anyway. But have a little look at this woman's face and the comment from my passenger. So she's looking at me like there was something wrong with me.
I think that was her normal face.
It's like you're coming to a bit that you can't see round, so you pull further to the fucking right. Now I will show you this from the rear camera just so you can see where exactly she was in this. As we go round past the van in a second, you'll see that she was over almost where I'm going to pause it here. She was almost there. Why would you make it difficult for yourself to see round the bend? I don't get it. I really don't. Can someone please explain to me the mentality in that driving? As you can see, there's nothing to the left. Now, I know a lot of people watch this channel because they're local to where I drive, or they were local to where I drive and they've moved away and they like to see what it looks like now. There's been a few local incidents recently, which I will try and put it on this video. It all depends if YouTube kick it off, because they are horrifying incidents that YouTube might kick it off. So if they do kick it off, I'll have to put it somewhere else. So there's gonna be like a part 2 to this. Hopefully I can put it all on one video. If not, there'll be a link to somewhere. We'll have to figure that out, if depending on what YouTube say. Anyway, we're talking driving in a staggered formation. That BMW in the right hand lane is not driving in a staggered formation here. It's not done it all the way down this road, and because it hasn't done that, there's a skip lorry in front of it that's turning right. The BMW's got nowhere to go, and this is all about looking further than the end of your bonnet. The car to my right hand side should be looking beyond the BMW to see that. You guys want to stay there. You can't see him indicating. Now if we go to the rear, you see this guy is in the outside lane. I do not know why it's in the outside lane, mind you, but it's giving itself some space to actually pull in, to get out the way of it. Stay there. You can't see him indicating. It's amazing how many people do that. Obviously, as soon as the BMW gets round the skip lorry, it's back out to the outside lane and trying to go speed. Even though it turns to 30 miles an hour down here, it's got to overtake and be in the outside lane. Now, if you had a driving brain, you'd be a lot further up the road than what you are now without speeding. So we're coming to the end of the mad mile in this clip, and we are turning right. The traffic lights that are green at the moment are exactly the same as the traffic lights coming towards us. So when our lights go red, we shouldn't have anyone coming towards us, except for them ones over there. Well, that's the way it's supposed to work. Oh look, where's that Mini come from? Now, a lot of people talk to me about braking distance. They email me and put it in the message section and all that sort of stuff. And normally it's me doing it from my rear camera and someone's right up my backside, too close. It isn't the case in this one. It's something coming towards us. But I need to show you. You can see the weather conditions. It's rubbish. It's wet weather. It's slippery and everything else. Here's the braking distance that we should be doing. Now, forget meters and feet and all that. Everyone gets confused about what. The easiest way to do it, 6 car lengths for 30 miles an hour. 6 car lengths. It seems a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does seem a lot, especially when you see some of my videos where people are like inches away from my bumper. We're looking at a car coming towards us. It just happens to be a Mercedes behind this van. Look at that. You saw it go down there. The front of his car went down because he had to hit his brakes hard. So, you know, that's not even 1 car length in dodgy weather conditions. Look at that. He cannot see through or round that van at all. Look, and he's hitting his brakes hard. There's a left turn there. There's a right turn. There's a right turn after the right turn. He can't see any of that. He's giving himself no view whatsoever. It's like driving behind a moving brick wall. You can't see through a brick wall. You can't see around a brick wall. But you sure as hell can drive into a brick wall. So back off. Give yourself some space. You're not going to be able to overtake that van. Not down these roads. Just relax. Have a relaxing drive. Now we're up on Epsom Downs. Epsom Racecourse is obviously to the right hand side, as you can see there. Now up there in the distance, I cannot quite see it yet, but I did see it early. There's a horse that is yeah, of all things to see on a racecourse, a bloody horse, honestly. Idiot. Yeah, anyway, I can see it now. I can see it now that this jockey is struggling with it. It's facing the wrong way. It wants to be going left as we're looking at it, but it's facing the wrong way, and I can see that, and I'm pleased to say that everyone else could see that it was struggling with it. Over there to the right hand side, I will highlight it. They've got their own pole, which got their own press button, which activates the red light at that crossing. It looks like it's been pressed. It looks illuminated to me saying wait, but obviously this horse ain't waiting for nothing. They've lost control. It doesn't look that bad. But can you imagine that car that was back in the last clip here? I don't think it would be that good. I mean, it crossed quite well there really, but you can see when we see it on the pavement here, it's you know, the jockey is struggling with it. It's been spooked by something. But yeah, another reason why you look further than the end of the bonnet, because you do not know what's coming round the corner. Now in my car, I've got so many bloody alarms. Seatbelt alarms, door alarms. Even if I get out my car and walk away from it, it bings and bongs that my key's too far away from the car. All that sort of stuff. Watch this Audi coming up next to me. Surely that would be binging in the car. The door's open, the door ain't properly shut. Now in my car, that would be binging and bonging the whole journey. You wouldn't be able to drive like it. It'd drive you mad. Always an Audi. Now in this clip you can see that there's parked cars on the right hand side of the road, and I've got a couple to get past here myself on my side. But after I do, I have priority. There's a car up there in front. He's not going to give me priority because he is one of Sadiq Khan's assassins. It's time for the British workforce clip. We're coming up to this. It's not really a roundabout, it's like a one-way system that is just bizarre. But the road markings are just stupidly wrong. They are just so wrong. Whoever designed this needs shooting. As you can see, look where you got to go. Now there is only one lane for the A308, which is where we're going. The 3044, I can turn left from this lane. Look at it. I can turn left from this lane. So I can turn left from the right hand lane. Well, it's not really a roundabout as such, but it's pretty much the same sort of principle. We'll go to the rear camera now. the guy in the van, he's having a good old think up. He doesn't know where he's going. He's confused already. But he doesn't get in anyone's way as such. And then once he makes up his mind, he gets behind me. Now, it's the guy behind him we're looking at. He's got the self-entitlement wax on his car. That is for sure. Because he's in the correct lane. He wants to go down the A308. And there he is. Now the thing is, as I've just said, I can turn left from this lane. I can turn left from this lane. He's going to the right. He's going where I'm going. But I can officially turn left. How stupid is that?
I wonder where you're going. I bet you're not turning left, are you? What a fucking surprise. And then they take up your lane.
I say some very bad words, which I cannot put on YouTube. So he's cut across me. Bearing in mind, I could have turned left right in front of him, right into him. Which, to be fair, is what I really felt like doing. Now, a little bit further down the road, this is a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. And as you can see, we're going nowhere near it. There's a reason for it. Someone's bed has fallen off their car. Another sentence that I never thought I would be saying. Someone's bed has fallen off their car. Yeah, that could be potentially very dangerous, especially on a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit road. Why would you take your bed out in the rain as well? He could be taking it down a dump, I suppose. Now in this clip, this Audi in front of me does nothing wrong. Yeah, I know, it's indicating and everything. But just because it's turning left, it doesn't mean that you can pull out.
You're welcome, mate. You got a fucking kid on your lap or something there.
You heard me say that. He's got a kid on his lap. It really looked like he's got a kid on his lap.
Fucking kid on your lap or something there.
White number plate on the back, which is kind of rare as well. So, yeah. There you see the kid there. It looks like death warmed up. I don't know if it's someone real or not. That doesn't look... Oh, it looks creepy. So now in this clip, we are approaching Rose Hill roundabout. And I don't even get to the roundabout before I show you so many different things that are wrong. I will find it quite hard to actually keep up with how many things are wrong in this clip. First off, we've got this BMW on the left-hand side. Can't quite manage to get into the parking bay. There is a reason for it though. I'm pretty sure of the reason is the same as what I'm thinking anyway. We got this lorry here. There is a loading bay, but it's parked in the road. We're looking at the traffic lights now. A pedestrian crossing on a green and a car driving on the wrong side of the road over the zigzags to go down there to the beginning of Rose Hill roundabout. We've got two BMWs now. One on the left and one on the right. There is no right turn there, so I don't know where that white car's going. It's going into a loading bay along with the other BMW. Yes, a loading bay, not a parking bay. So we will go to the rear camera now, and it's the first BMW. The reason I think it's parked so badly is because there's a drop curb there. What is the point of having a drop curb there? To cross the road maybe? Into a junction? That blue car to my left hand side as we're looking at it, there's a junction there. So what a ridiculous place to put a drop curb, especially as you've got one there, a bit in the middle for you to hang around in, and then another drop curb over there. Yeah, so answers on a postcard for that one. Why would you have a drop curb in a parking bay? And people might be saying, what's your problem about it? You're not supposed to park across a drop curb. So it's a parking bay that you can't park in because there's a drop curb there. Makes no sense. Now they've got another one here that's overtaking on zigzags on the crossing just to turn right here. Again, the impatience of it all is just outstanding. Now don't get me wrong, okay, this is not a dig at disabled people at all in any shape or form, but the loading bay that the BMWs are in is a loading bay, but it's also for disabled parking. Now for me it's got to be one or the other. But look at the times on it. You get 20 minutes to actually do a delivery, but 3 hours to park if you're disabled. There's enough places down here to have designated bits for both, but you can't have both in one parking bay. That's just silly. And I say that as a former delivery driver myself. You find it really hard to park down roads like this. Look at all the shops here. They all need deliveries. And yet the only loading bay is a shared loading bay with disableds who can stay in there for 3 hours. So you've got no chance of finding a parking space. Now, as I say, this is no dig at disabled people or anything like that. It's the infrastructure's not good enough. Because I'm sure there'd be disabled people coming down here with a truck in here saying, oh, I can't park because there's a truck there. So in this clip, we're off to Epsom again. I keep saying that, don't I? As you can see, there's a bin lorry to the left-hand side. I'm going to slow down and leave this junction clear. This person's turning into it, but there's not enough room for them, apparently. Yeah. Sometimes you can't help people out, can you? I can imagine what that second car thought, though. What are you driving for? Why not let them go? Well, I did. They just didn't want to take it. So obviously we've speeded it up and we're still heading into Epsom. And it doesn't take us long before we get to another confused person. Now I'm heading towards Epsom train station. Now some of you that are regular to the channel will know that I go there quite often. But you won't have seen me go this way because I'm coming from a different area. This way I don't have to go around Epsom one-way system. I can just turn right here and go round it. As you can see, it's nicely laid out. There's loads of arrows saying right turn only. My indicator was on nice and early. But then we got a confused BMW driver behind us. BMW drivers have been in this episode quite a bit, haven't they? They've overtaken Audis in this one. Obviously, the BMW doesn't want this lane, but it was the outside lane. You know what BMW's like. They do like an outside lane, so it goes past and then obviously straight back out to the outside lane. But we haven't finished yet on confused drivers. We got two cars in front of us here. We got a trainee Audi driver up there in front in a Fiat 500, and we got this thing in front of me now. It's not the Fiat 500 that gets it wrong. It's the car directly in front of me here. We're coming to a roundabout. The Fiat knows that he's got priority. This car, what are you waiting for? You have priority. Yeah. They're very confused in Epsom today. Don't know why. Now in this clip you will hear me lose my temper and get very sarcastic. We've got a lorry in front of us. There's traffic lights up there in front. Now the big lorry will need more than one lane. So I'm not going to try and overtake it, even though there's nothing in front that's turning right or anything like that. I will stay behind it because I know that after these traffic lights as well, it goes into one lane. So I'm not going to try and get down that little gap there. It would just be stupid, wouldn't it? It would just be stupid, and you've got to be very stupid to want to try and do that. Like, I don't know, maybe drive a Mini or something, you know, be really fucking stupid. Now the thing that I have to do here is do thinking for the stupid Mini driver, because it cannot see what I can see. I don't know why it cannot see that. It can only see it once it goes to my side. Once it gets to my side, then it sort of like thinks, I better not go down there. That's a little tight gap there. I'm just going to sit here and cut in front of this Kia. Yeah, I do need to work on my defensive driving.
And now what? You're going to get in my fucking way, yeah? Unless you are turning right. No, you're not fucking turning right. You're just going to get in my way. Good bit of driving, that. Good bit of driving. Yeah. Good bit of driving. Very well done. Very well done.
Now for me, I think I was actually quite well behaved then. Yes, I shouldn't clap and all that sort of stuff, but it's better than using the horn and going ballistic like I normally do. Same car in front of us as we're coming down into this village here, town centre, whatever you want to call it. It struggles to stay in the lane obviously, because that would mean turning the steering wheel, and that requires effort and a little bit of brain power as well, which we've obviously discovered that this one hasn't got hasn't got brain power. And then it goes over to the other side of the road where there isn't a parking space there. It's going to park on double yellow lines across a little alleyway that gets round to the back of the shops, as we see it here from the rear. And it's just going to stay there. Yeah, so you get to the idea of the mentality of that driver. There's not a lot going on between the ears, let's put it that way. So now we come to the part of the program where I give a little top tip. If you can't see round a bend, give a little toot. But I wasn't expecting this.
Big puddle. Must have had a lot of rain.
It was tracking it down last night.
I wonder if that house to the right hand side suffers with damp.
They don't clean the gully drains out there now.
No. They do have them cleaned every now and again, but they get blocked, don't
It's
they?
not done enough.
Yeah. Sometimes you come around, there's no water.
So now in this clip we are just about to enter the Mad Mile, and I'm just about to get out before the traffic lights change coming across me. You can see these cars in front, they're just pulling away. But so if I stay to my left, I'm alright. The fast ones are generally in the outside lane. If you look at the rear camera though, it does look quite bad on me though, because Mr. BMW is, he thinks he's bloody Sterling Moss, or is it Lewis Hamilton or Nigel Mansell? Who do we use nowadays for that sort of saying? Anyway, there he goes, he's off, he's undertaking, everybody's going too slow for him. All the way down the road undertaking. Now he's going to do a bit of zigzagging as well. So yeah, typical BMW driver again. Another BMW driver in today's episode. Where are all the Audis? Now in this clip we're looking over to the right hand side, just past these traffic lights here, for a cyclist that's on the pavement for a little while anyway, wandering around in the middle of the road. Now when we go to the rear camera now, the van behind me doesn't know what to do, let him out or keep going or what, because look at him. They've got their own rules, these cyclists, don't they? Do what they want. And he crosses over, and where's he going to go? Yeah, straight on the pavement. It isn't a shared pathway, by the way. So we're back at Rose Hill roundabout, where I see something a bit weird. You know, people with dirty number plates. Yeah, he's cleaned the number plate, but he's also cleaned his logo. Any idea why he would clean his logo? To show everyone that he's got a VW? Or is that some sort of camera sensor or something like that? Or, I don't know. It answers on a postcard for why you would do that. So we're still here because we ain't finished yet. It's Rose Hill roundabout after all. We're looking at this Kia that's just coming up next to me. Yeah, we're looking at him or her. I wasn't 100% sure who was driving. But he doesn't want that lane. Surprise, surprise, that lane is for the A297. It says on the ground there, it also says on the ground that this lane is the A217, which is where we're going. It's dead straight, and it's dead straightforward, isn't it? It's so easy. But there was a reason why it was in the wrong lane. Here it is behind me coming up to the Rose Hill roundabout. Look, it was about to get into the correct lane, but thought, fuck it, this queue is shorter than my queue. So I'm going to go to the wrong bloody lane and then just cut across everyone. Now there's a good reason why you don't do what the Kia's doing. This guy behind me is turning right from the left hand lane. Yes, so he's going to be cutting across the Kia. If they were together side by side, it would be quite interesting. One's doing left and one's going right from the wrong lanes. It's so simple, but these people will not do it just because we didn't gain anything. He's still behind me anyway. So serious question there. Who would be at fault if they crashed there? One going left, one going right from the wrong lanes? Or would that just be a 50-50 on the old insurance? Let us know in the comments down below on that one. So we're moving away from Rose Hill roundabout, and some people are so stupid and such bad drivers, they don't actually get to Rose Hill before they actually crash. Yes, we've got one up here. My crash investigation team, what do you reckon to this one? What's happened here? Because there's a turning over there to the right hand side. Someone's obviously pulled out, or someone's trying to pull into there. It's pretty obvious, one or the other. Doesn't look good though. There's a lot of personnel there. So now we're in Guildford, and well, it's the same old thing wherever you go. These trainee Audi drivers in their Fiat 500s holding the phone up so everybody can see it. Yeah, well done. Very intelligent person driving that. And we've got another intelligent person coming up now. This one in a transit van to the left hand side. It's going to be pulling up to the turning that we're coming up to, and it's doing the same thing, holding the phone out so everybody can see it. I mean, they don't even try and hide the fact that they're on the phone. I mean, it's right there in show for everyone to see. But I guess there's no police on the road, is there, to actually do anything about it? I mean, look at him. He's just holding the phone right out so everyone can see it.
Fucking phone in your hand, up high. What's wrong with you?
So now we're going to go into part 2 of the programme here, where it does start getting a little bit sensitive and people might not like this. Hello and welcome to part 2. I've had to do it this way because of this could be classed as sensitive material and YouTube could kick it off. So it's an easy way to just take this off if they want to kick the whole thing off, if you know what I mean. If you look over to the left hand side, you see all this tape. That's all police tape from a police incident. This is very, very close to home. This is pretty much where I live. Just down the road from here I live, and it's all cornered off with police tape because of a stabbing, of a 17-year-old boy that was stabbed by 2 other guys, and they shot off on an e-scooter or an e-bike, not on a scooter, e-bike, just down there to the right hand side where that police officer is. Now I'll show you the headline of the thing, but what happened was, about 3 or 4 hours after this happened, I got sent a video of the whole incident of the guy being stabbed and everything else. I got sent the whole caboodle. Obviously I can't put that on here. It is on, there they are now. It is on social media, the whole video, but I'm not going to be putting it on. You can see that great big thing in his hand. Yeah, that's not a stick of rock that he's holding in his hand there. And his victim is behind him. And then they shot off on one of these bloody bike things and left the guy on that green there. Fighting for his life, basically. He did walk away, the guy, but he's been in hospital ever since. And I don't know how bad he is or anything like that. But this is literally just down the road from where I live. The weird thing is, while this was going on, something else was going on about 5-minute walk down the road from here. There was a bloody armed siege just down the road where that copper is there. About 5 minutes down that way, there was an armed siege. This was happening at the same bloody time. Again, just down the road from where I live. This is absolutely bizarre. In the same area at the same time. I mean, when I say the same time, not exactly the same time, the same day, few hours apart. The weird thing is, over there, over the top of them houses, literally in that direction, about 5 minutes walk, in December, this happened. It's just crazy around here at the moment. And who do we blame for all of this? Yeah? Who do we blame? You know who I blame.
My name is Sadiq Khan and I'm the Mayor of London. I promise you that I'll always do everything in my power to make our city better.
Gun crime is up, robbery is up, knife crime is up, rape is up, taking motor vehicle offences is up, residential burglary is up, knife crime with injury is up, knife crime with injury and robbery is up, and you think, honestly, that London is more safe now than when you took over as Mayor of London?
I do.
That's absolutely extraordinary. 2015-16, for example, there were 21,361 robberies recorded. Last year there were 35,216, which is an increase of 65%. In that light, Mr Mayor, do you think the state in London is not less safe than when you took over was an honest thing to say?
I do, and you
do?
pick it.
That's extraordinary.
I'm very happy to have a discussion on what the definition of robbery is, actually.
So another statistic for you then, which is a Metropolitan Police statistic. In 2015-16, there were 9,704 recorded knife crimes, and last year there were 15,003, which is an increase of 55%. Do you think that stating that London is not less safe than when you took over was an honest thing to say?
I think we are safer. I think I'll give you one example where you can measure success in relation to the progress we're making to deal with terrorism.
Another statistic, Mr Mayor, in 15-16 there were 1,804 gun crimes according to the Metropolitan Police. Last year there were 2,342, which is an increase of 30%. So again, do you think that saying that London is not less safe now than when you took over was an honest thing to say?
I do.
You do. So gun crime is up, robbery is up, knife crime is up, rape is up, taking motor vehicle offences is up, residential burglary is up, knife crime with injury is up, knife crime with injury and robbery is up, and you think, honestly, that London is more safe now than when you took over as Mayor of London?
I do.
That's absolutely extraordinary.
London faces a choice at the election on May the 5th. More of the same, or my plan to restore genuine neighbourhood policing, to get tough on knife crime and to tackle violence against women. I will be a mayor who makes our streets and our communities safer. A mayor for all Londoners.
And you think, honestly, that London is more safe now than when you took over as Mayor of London?
I do. Boris Johnson has damaged our ability to prevent and detect crime and root out extremism. London faces a choice at the election on May the 5th. More of the same, or my plan to restore genuine neighbourhood policing, to get tough on knife crime and to tackle violence against women. I will be a mayor who makes our streets and our communities safer. A mayor for all Londoners.
Well, who can argue with that, eh? Who can argue with them stats? What a grand, superb job this man has done. Give that man oh no, he's already got a knighthood, hasn't he? Yeah, a knighthood. For look at them figures in front of you, and that man gets a knighthood for that. What a great job. It's unbelievable. And people say to me, why do you keep having a go at this guy? He's destroyed my home city. Absolutely destroyed it. Anyway, guys, before I get too emotional with this numpty, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.